Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the next installment in my Palette Roulette series, in which I let an app decide what palette I'm using for the week. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna. This is a regular Monday installment on my channel, and for those of you who are not new, thank you so much. You know the drill. I'm so very grateful that everybody decided to click on my video today. I know that you don't have to. It warms my heart 100% that you do. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. My Palette Roulette series, for those of you who are new, put a link up here of the first video I did in regards to this. All the information for this series is also down in my description box, letting you know exactly what this is all about. But basically, I let an app choose which eyeshadow palette I am using, and the reason why I do that is simply to get use out of my eyeshadows or rotate some items through. The palette that was chosen last week by my app is this one. It is the Milani Gilded Desires. I really do enjoy the packaging of this product. It is nice and gold, a nice hard plastic. It clasps shut, has a nice mirror on it, and these are the shadows. It's a nice, mostly neutral palette. There was some pops of red in here. It was a really good palette to use. I did use every single shadow in this palette. What I can say I don't like is the names of the shadows are not on this palette, but they are on the back of the palette, so that is nice. There are names of the shadows. There is 12 eyeshadows in this and 2 face shades. These 2 face shades I didn't really honestly use as face shades until today. I did use this white one on my face today, and I really actually kind of like it as either an eye shade or a face shade. It doesn't matter to me. It's a pretty shade. So again, there's 12 shadows and 2 face shades. Each of the shadows is 0.02 ounces of product in each pan, which is about half what like a ColourPop shadow is, and each of the face shades is 0.05 ounces of product, which is about the same size as a ColourPop shadow. And they are, the mattes in here are super velvety to the touch. They're just so soft, and that is proven by this red shade here. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's quite a dip in that red shade. I did feel like I was going to hit pan in this shadow, and that is sad to me. I've never hit pan in an eyeshadow before, but they're just super buttery. With that being said, they are also super powdery, which I found to be really odd to me. Most of the time when I encounter a shade that's super creamy, super buttery to the touch, it's not also super powdery. I feel like it's like more emollient, so it kind of tends to stick together. The more chalky shades are usually more pigmented. These are not super pigmented in my opinion, which is probably why this red is, has the dent in it has, because I just felt like I continued to have to go in and go in and go in. But let me go grab a brush and I'll show you the powderiness. So this is just a normal blending brush. It's an e.l.f. blending brush. It's one I typically will use to like really pack color into a crease before going in with a more fluffy brush to blend it out. I'm going to go into probably this brown shade right here and just kind of tap my brush in there. Now, I don't know, you guys should be able to see it, but all the brown has just like, there is quite a bit of brown shadow in that face shade right there, just because of how powdery the shade is. And I didn't really put my brush deep into this shadow. They're just so powdery. I don't know. I hope you guys can see that. Also, when you tap them off, like literally, almost all the shadow comes off when you tap. So what I would, and I'm used to, putting my brush in, tapping it off, going into my eye. I couldn't do that with this palette. I found myself making sure that I didn't tap my brush in and then just going in with super small, like patting motions to make sure that the color got onto my eye where I wanted to place it, and then blending, and then I'd have to go in and pack more color on and blend and pack more color on and blend. I just didn't find these to be the most pigmented shadows to work with, and they just kind of, I don't know, they weren't everything that I thought that they should be cracked up to be based on all of the hype that these shadows have gotten on YouTube. It's not my favorite shadow palette. It is pretty when I'm able to create a look. This look I did today, I really actually love. I love the reds in these palettes. The reds in these palettes really are so beautiful. One look that I did, and I think I actually got a picture of this one. Maybe, I think I only got 2 pictures over the week. This red in the crease, all over the crease, and this red all over the lid, because it is not necessarily a shimmer, but more like a satin, and then putting black in the outer corner just to deepen up the outer corner, and then going in with this light brown color in the upper crease portion was just a beautiful eye look. I found it to be just really pretty. I did use this color here on my brow bone a lot, and I also used these 2 face shades on my brow bone a lot. I found that those worked really well. This is probably one of the most underrated colors in this palette. I didn't want to use it, and then today I'm wearing it, and I find that it really pulls like this olive green color, and I like green. Green's my favorite color, so I was super excited about that. But in the pan, it actually looks kind of like baby poop brown. So I was like, I don't want to use it. I waited forever to actually use it. This pink here really matches my skin tone quite well. You'll see on my hands and the swatches when I show them to you that this pink really doesn't show up on my skin very well, so it worked well as a setting powder for me, but I don't set my eyes very often anymore. So I would go in the high crease and use this to like blend out the color if I got it up too high or whatever, got it too intense, whatever. I would use that to help me with that. This one I also used as a setting powder because it just doesn't have, you know, what do you use a cream color for except for setting your eye. I didn't really find much use in those 2 colors, to be honest, unless I was trying to help my eye look be a little more tame. I did find them to be a little bit patchy. Because they just kind of, you know, blend away. As I was blending them, they became a little bit patchy, and you can see a little bit of that on my hand right there where I was blending that color. Right through here, there is hardly any color, and then on either side of it, there is a lot of color, and that is where I was centering my brush to blend, and it just kind of got a bit patchy. I think you can see that in one of the pictures that I took that I will put in here as well. It's not my favorite palette. It is a rather beautiful palette when you can get the colors to work well for you, but it's just not my favorite. Milani is a drugstore brand, so you can get it at Ulta, you can get it at, I can't remember where else you can get it, but you can get it at Ulta for sure, and it's rather inexpensive. I think this palette was 20 bucks maybe, and I got it on sale. Milani is always on sale at Ulta, so it was a pretty inexpensive palette. So I'm not mad at it. It's just not my favorite. It's just not my favorite. All right, so let's look at some swatches. So on this hand, on top, let's see, right here is the color Naked Truth. I did, just so you're aware, I did these 7 colors here and then these 7 colors here on either hand. So we've got Naked Truth, Next is Champagne Wasted. The next one is Love Addict, which was actually one of my more favorite colors in the palette. It is one of the reds in the palette. It does pull a little bit orange, and it is kind of a satin finish. This one here is called Desire for Gold. It is very gold. This one here is called Just Bronzing Around. This one here is the Olive of My Life. And this one here is Brighten Up My Day. This is one of the face shades in the palette. Like I said, this one pulls very olive green, which I love, but looks kind of like baby poop in the pan. So it wasn't my favorite color just looking at it. It is on my eyes today. I absolutely love this color. Like I said, the reds, probably my favorites in there. That yellow I really thought I was going to dig, but I just didn't. It definitely pulled more gold than I initially thought it was going to pull, and I'm just not a gold person, so. On this side, we have mostly mattes, but we have this top shade right here, which is that pink that I told you you wouldn't be able to see on my skin tone. It is called Sweet as Honey. The next one down is called Most Covet Rose. This light brown here is called Crazy for Cocoa. This red is called Time to Unwind. This darker brown is called Would You Join Me? Wood, W-O-O-D. And the black is called Black Tie Affair. And the pink, which is another face shade, is called Highlight of the Day. So those are the swatches of this palette. I will say it's really pretty, and for beauty on a budget, this is a good palette to own for beauty on a budget. Also, if you're really, really into like browns and neutrals, this palette is going to be amazing for you. It has a good, you know, matte to shimmer ratio or matte to sheeniness ratio to it. These two face shades are really pretty in your eye looks. They're also really pretty on your face. I am wearing the white one here, which again is called Brighten Up My Day in my cheeks, on my cheeks today. I'm wearing this color here, which is the Olive of My Life on my lid. I am wearing both of the brown colors, the lighter brown first down, and then I put the darker brown in to just kind of deepen it up. And those are the shades I'm wearing in my eye look, besides the Brighten Up Your Day that I put into the crease or the inner corner of my eye, as well as my, you know, highlight. And then I also use the Most Covet Rose, this shade right here, in my brow bone. The Most Covet Rose is a very pretty color. It's kind of got a nice peachy feel to it, so it went well with a lot of the eye looks I was able to create with this palette. I'm not mad I got it, and I don't think that you would be either if you picked it up. It's just, man, I'm never ever hard on my eyeshadows, so for me it was hard to see that dip in that red shade, because I know that I'm not hard on my eyeshadows. I go in with a rather light hand. I'd rather build something up than have immediate pigmentation and like not know what I'm doing to try and fix it, because, you know, I'm not a perfect eyeshadow application kind of person. So I wasn't sure why that got such a dent in it already. It's crazy to me. However, I really do like this eye look I came up with today. And I really do like the eye look, the red eye look that I came up with it. So I really think that you can get some beautiful looks out of this palette. It just won't end up on my top 5 anytime soon. Now we're going to pick the new palette using my Decide Now app. I use the Decide Now app. It is in the Google Play Store. I do have a Samsung Note 9, and this is the one that I use. I titled it Palette of the Week, inspired by Danibo, because this Palette Roulette series is inspired by a series done by Dani from Danibo, in which she chooses a palette a week. She uses a Wheel of Fortune type app to choose her palettes as well. Hers is more of a declutter series. Mine is not. But I loved it. Loved the inspiration I got from it. And just really love this series on my channel. It's not one of the most watched, but I love doing it. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm rotating through my palettes. So that makes me happy. So I am going to go ahead and spin the wheel. And it chose the BH Cosmetics. I don't know if you guys... It drives me nuts that you guys can't see the entirety of this, what it's picking. But it did choose the BH Cosmetics Festival palette. That is also a brand new one to my collection. So let me go get it. I will be right back. I'm actually pretty excited because the last 2 weeks, last week and this week, moving into this week, this app has chosen brand new palettes in my collection that I just received and hadn't had a chance to try yet. So for next week, I'll be using the BH Cosmetics Festival palette. I cannot wait to use it. These are the colors in that palette, so it's a little bit different from last week's palette. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with all the color. I do have a lot more fun with a lot more color in my life. So you guys will probably notice a trend with my more neutral eyeshadow palettes. Like, I love them. Don't get me wrong. There's a reason why I purchased them. They're beautiful in their own way, but I just don't tend to navigate towards neutral colors. But this has some good pops of brown in there, so this will be a nice change. I'm super excited for that. And it's a brand new palette in my collection, so I can't wait to try it. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope that you liked this video. If you do, please, if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel. Helps me out, helps me know what's being watched, what's not being watched. You know, I know that this is not the most watched series on my channel, not the most watched video on my channel, but I do enjoy doing this. I hope it'll get some momentum maybe one day, and if not, that's okay too. I'm just here having fun. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I hope that you have an amazing day, and don't forget to subscribe for more content to see how this palette pans out for me next week, and I hope to see you in my comment section. Thanks so much. Bye guys.